Perfect. Perfect.
The fighter who surpassed Goku will be an unforgettable release for such an iconic character. Super Saiyan Son Gohan is officially here. We have some things to discuss, so let's get the figure out of the packaging. One of the most anticipated figures of 2024 is officially in our hands, and man, does this figure look incredible. Now, this figure is going to be a very historical release because this is the first Dragon Ball figure in the SH Figuarts line to feature a soft good item. That, of course, being the Piccolo cape that we have here. Now, this figure is going to come with 2 awesome head sculpts. And then with the head sculpts, you can interchange 5 of the faceplates here. As you can see, we do have a total of 5. And then for the pairs of hands, we have a grand total of, let's see, 2, 4, 5 pairs of hands. So, is this figure worth your money? Well, to make the answer short, yes, this figure is definitely worth your money. Now, let's get the figure out of the packaging and have a closer look. For size comparisons, we have Marvel Legends Deadpool. And then we also have Storm Collectibles Evil Ryu. Now, let's go ahead and bring Gohan in and have a closer look. The first thing I want to say about this figure is that my initial impression is that it's pretty average, right? You know, we're getting our standard pairs of hands, our standard sculpts and faceplates. There's not really that wow factor I'm getting from this figure. The only wow factor I really have for this figure is that, you know, A, it is Gohan, Teen Gohan, and B is the soft goods. That is definitely the wow factor, at least for me, when it comes to this figure. And you have it's a wired cape. Now, the one thing I will say is that the head can look a little bit over and things like that, but if you get too crazy, and you really can't see it, but the faceplate will start to come out. But it still looks good, and it still works too. But basically, you're not going to be able to look up that much or look down that much, but just enough, I suppose. Now, very easy to remove. All you need to do is just remove the head sculpt, take this off, and then put this back on, and there you go. One thing I am honestly lucky to have with this figure is that I haven't encountered any QC issues whatsoever. Not from the hip. I know a lot of people are saying like their hips are tight or something like that, or they squeak. Well, mine feel fine. Yeah, there's no paint blemishes anywhere that I can see. Nothing like that. The figure looks good. I've seen plenty of photos on Instagram with this figure, and people are just encountering quality control problems. But yeah, for us here on the channel, we have no issues whatsoever. Again, just to show off the legs here. Now, I guess if I had one little gripe, it would be the groin area, how it's like that soft, like very soft plastic. I do understand that helps with the articulation and stuff, but look how that looks, you know, pretty weird, you know. Maybe it's a bit too soft, but hey, it's not really going to affect the posing of the figure. If anything, it's going to allow for more posability, right? So just by looking at the figure here, you can already tell this is a miniature version of Super Saiyan, or not Super Saiyan, but Dragon Ball Superhero Gohan that we reviewed on the channel. This is basically a miniature version of that. It's the same parts. They've just been reduced down to this. Now, I'm pretty sure you've seen the conventions and the Comic-Cons where Tamashii Nations has these really life-size statues or whatever you want to have of these SH Figuarts, right? So take the Gohan figure, imagine, and you can shrink it down to this, and you can upsize it up to what you see at the conventions and stuff. So basically the same parts here, and that's why I kind of say it's an average figure, really, but definitely worth your money. So let's go ahead and get into the articulation really fast. He can look down good, up great. You're gonna have the T-pose as well. With the Beast Gohan, his gi was like a soft plastic, and you're getting the same thing here. Pretty soft, and it helps for posability as well, because look at the butterfly joints, you know, he can get over pretty good, you know, and that helps to have that soft plastic there. You know, the same mechanic that they're basically borrowing and using from the Beast Gohan. So let's see, do we have a little mix up here? Okay, no, we're good there. Now when it comes down to the arms, you have your arm swivel. He is, of course, double jointed. The wrist does rotate, hinge, and so on. When it comes to the tuck, you have a very minimum tuck here, because it's just this one little piece. It's just a small little torso area that doesn't really give you that cut. There's not really a cut in there, as you can probably see. So, but even still, you got good range for the waist. Okay. Now it comes to the legs, you can get the legs all the way up, of course. Double jointed knees. You do have your leg swivel. All right, and again, my hips aren't tight at all. The feet do extend out, not to a great degree. Toe pivot, and then you have your miniature ankle rocker there as well. So yeah, and then of course when you come to your split, now the only issue I think a lot of collectors are going to have with this release is going to be like the growing area, how it's so that soft plastic, how it just sits and feels like that. But I think aesthetically, the design for this figure, it's spot on. How they have these cuts here, it really gives that impression of the bagginess of the gi and things like that. So it definitely works here. Can it be more refined? I think so. But for what it is, for what we have and the price we're paying, yeah, definitely worth your money and probably worth a pickup. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the heads or face plates and pairs of hands. Taking a closer look at the face plates and head sculpts, they all look incredible, very expressive, capturing the emotion from Gohan strictly from the anime and manga. Really, the face plates are a great addition to this release. Overall, concluding to the fact that you are definitely getting your money's worth with this release. Moving into the pairs of hands, we're going to be getting 5 pairs of hands. Now, 2 of these hands are going to be special attack hands. First off, we have the Moseko Ha. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce that, Moseko hands. Then we have the Ki Blast, and then the Kame Kame Ha hands. So these 2 hands here, Moseko, Kame Kame Ha. Then we have our karate hands, and then our closed fists. So the whole set is pretty nice for Gohan. I do like that we're getting 2 special attack pairs of hands. I think that's great. It would have been awesome to have the effects, but we will cover that in the conclusion. Now let's move on to the main attraction of this release, and that is going to be the soft good cape. Lastly, we have the soft good cape, and I have to say, it's very nice. It's structured. The plastic here on top, it's not hard, it's soft. Okay, so it gives that, you know, it's more forgiving. And again, it's easy to put on Gohan, and then you have a little strap here down as well. So yeah, definitely a nice piece. Now the next release, I believe, may be Itachi, that is going to feature a full-on soft good cloak that is going to be coming from the Naruto line, of course. I'm not sure if we're going to be covering that on the channel. Comment below if you want to see Itachi reviewed on the channel. I know this is a Dragon Ball review, but even still, for soft goods sake, comment below and let me know. With that out of the way, let's now get into the conclusion. To conclude the review, the fighter who surpassed Goku is definitely worth your money and definitely worth picking up. From the color palette, using the same colors from the manga, the soft goods, the amount of pairs of hands and the faceplates, the figure is definitely worth your money. Is the figure a 10 out of 10? Debatable. Is it a perfect release? I would say if this figure was a premium Bandai release, this figure would have been perfect, because if this figure was a premium Bandai release, they could have included a powered down head sculpt for Gohan, similar to how they did with Trunks, and they could have included the Maseko effect or even a Kamehameha effect. I would have liked to have gotten the Maseko effect, and that would have been a premium Bandai release, and that probably would have been the best premium Bandai release of the year, hands down. However, with this figure being a general release and available to everyone, it is worth your money. It is worth picking up, a must-have for your Dragon Ball Z collection. Thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to check out my previous reviews. Any other content on the channel would be appreciated. Drop a like, consider subscribing, and we will see you all next time. Thank you, and peace.